Good morning, this is Mrs. Cruz with our weekly announcements for our 7I class. Today is May the 4th. It is week 4 and quarter 4, so a lot of 4s today. As we go over our weekly overview, I like to start with our Scholars of the Week. So today I chose people for a variety of reasons. The first person being Leo Mendoza from period 3. You did a really good job this week of catching up, reaching out to me to see, set a game plan. And I know you ended the week feeling really good about the progress that you made. In period 4, Nazareth Carrillo, I really am proud of you because I can tell that you might be having some technical issues here and there, but you're not letting that stop you. You're taking pictures, you're sending them to me. You're also reaching out to see if I'm getting everything. I also wanted to give a big shout out to Michelle Gallegos from 5th period. The quality of your work has really been growing. I could tell that you're watching the videos, and I could tell that you're trying your best too. And then lastly, in period 6, Andy, you also I could tell, are working really hard. You're showing up to the Zoom sessions. The work that you're turning in is really good quality. So thank you for working so hard. All right, so good job, scholars, and keep up the good work. For our week 4 reminders, I just want to let you know to make sure that you're hitting the turn in button for our weekly chapters. So once you finish those text pending questions, please hit the turn in button. I'm only starting to look at those that turn in the assignment. So if you don't get credit, make sure and double check that you turned it in. Also, when you are emailing me, please be specific about what you want to work on. As right now, you have about maybe 15 grades in your grade book. So it's really helpful for me when you tell me specifically what you want me to look at. I completed the chapter 2 and 3 quiz. Could you please check it out for me? That kind of thing. So please make sure you let me know. You might get an email back to me asking you to be a little bit more specific. If you're not, just go back to your grades and check what you're really wondering about. Then for the text pending questions that you're answering for each chapter, just double check that you have a says means matters. Remember that we worked on that throughout the whole year. So start with a quote from the text, explain what the quote means in your own words, and then for the matters, remember that we want to make sure that we're answering the original question. I always answer the text pending questions in the videos I post too, so I'm recommending that you watch the videos and really check your answers too. They're usually in the part 2 of the videos. And then as a class, we've been doing a good job of avoiding spoilers, so keep up the good work. We know that we don't want to ruin anything that happens in the plot for anyone else. I created a new document to help us catch up with the reading, so I will post this along with our weekly announcements, and that's just so that our Google Classroom doesn't get clogged up with the videos that I'm posting. So let me show you what that document looks like. It looks like this. So basically, it says Roll of Thunder YouTube readings. These are the readings of that I post of me, completing the tasks. So here it tells you if you're catching up with chapter 1, if you're reading chapter 1, pages 1 through 7, and this is a text dependent question that I answer in those videos. So here's part 1 of the video, and here's part 2 of the video. And like I was saying, I would make sure that if you're trying to double check your answers, let's say, for example, in chapter 1, you're not really sure about number 2. I feel confident about number 1, but maybe not number 2. So I would suggest going to, even if you want to see part 2, in part 2 of the videos, I usually go over the answers. So you can even go towards the end. So if I go towards the end, okay, so you can see there that I'm answering question number 3. So please make sure you're using this document as a resource to catch up. As you can see, I have chapter 1 here on this page. It tells you the pages, and these pages follow the documents that I give you. And then if you scroll down, we have chapter 2, and it's organized the same way. Okay, so I'll share this link, and then you'll start seeing changes for chapter 4 since that's the one that's required this week. Let me know if you have any questions about that. As you know, this week we are going to be continuing this book, Roll of Thunder, Hear My Cry. If you are behind right now, please don't stress out. Use the document that I provided to catch up, because you can still catch up and it's not too late. And if you feel stressed out, then make sure you let me know so I can help you out. Chapter 4 is very exciting. We just got some nighttime visitors in chapter 3, so now we're going to see what happens. We know that Cassie was left feeling really afraid. So in chapter 4, we find out, what happens next and if Cassie has a reason to be afraid. So make sure you read chapter 4. As of right now, you should be trying to get used to our routines. A lot of you are already used to it, so good job. Know that the only 3 things that you're really required to do for our class are the chapter notes with the vocabulary and text pen question. On Thursdays, we have the discussion post, and then we lastly have a quiz at the end of the week. Okay, our weekly schedule, I'm keeping them the same every week so that you guys can get used to this routine. So that means as far as the Zoom sessions go, as far as, the discussions that are due, I'm trying to keep them all due at the same time. That way you can get used to it. So if you look at our weekly log this week, it looks like this. Here's our inspirational quote of the week. Nothing will work unless you do. I like that quote. It's by a great poet, Maya Angelou. So remember that this week. Try your best, work hard, and your hard work will pay off. Our scholar goal this week is to work on your schoolwork for at least 2 to 3 hours every day. If you do this, then you're just really making sure that you're not procrastinating and you're not leaving it all to just one moment where you will feel very stressed out. Okay, then there's links here, so that way you can click them so that you could get a detailed, this is this video. And then new this week is I'm actually adding those videos I mentioned. I'm also going to click them here. That way you could use them to watch follow up with the readings. So for example, last week it says here on Tuesday you were supposed to read pages 8 to 15 and answer a text pen question. So if you click on the link, it actually takes you to me doing that task. See? So it's just me doing that task, and that's just another way for you to quickly get to those videos if you want to use them as a resource. So as I mentioned, this week fairly the same routines. So I'm suggesting the pages that you read, suggesting that you answer a text-dependent question every day. Your chapter notes are due at the end of the week. At the end of the week, you also will get your quiz. And then also the same, I'm going to keep our Google Hangouts every Monday at 1:30. That's optional if you want to start completing the work with me. And then we have optional Zoom office hours at 1:30 on Wednesdays. And then our discussions that are due on Thursdays. Okay, so everything is basically the same so that we can get used to being successful in our 7A class. As usual, let me know if you have any questions, and I'd be happy to answer them. So thank you for watching this.